Hello, I'm Rochelle, and so we are going to make some yogurt today. We have some fresh milk, and we've skimmed the cream off the top, um, and we're going to use our Instapot to do this. So when you first start making yogurt with the milk, like with the fresh milk, and the cream's been skimmed off, um, you're just going to take and you need to heat that milk up. And so it needs to be heated to 180 degrees. But instead of just, okay, I'm going to stir the milk up. Stir the milk up. It needs to be heated to 180 degrees, but the Instapot has a steam function that will, you put water in the bottom of the Instapot and you use your little rack and it will heat the milk up to the proper temperature, and then it'll cool down slowly, and then we will put some yogurt starter in the milk. And so I am using my 8-ounce jars that I sometimes will use for jelly, and I'm going to make some little jars of yogurt. At least I hope I am, right? So we're going to try this. I haven't steamed it like this before, and I'm also going to use kefir instead of plain Greek yogurt, and see how that turns out. So this is something new that I'm learning to do. So you're just going on this journey with me. Okay, got my milk in there. There's a cup of water in the bottom, and I'm going to hit the steam function. Put my lid on and seal the pressure part of this up. And then I'm going to go, hold on. So I need to go down to 1 minute. So we'll steam the milk for 1 minute. And then we'll see what happens. Be back in a little bit. Okay, so we have let it set for about 23 minutes. It got up to pressure and it steamed for a minute, and then it turned off. And so now it's just releasing that pressure naturally. And so I'm going to check this. Well, there's just a little bit of steam there. So maybe I'm going to wait a few minutes, and because I want it to release naturally. I don't want any steam coming out when I go to open it. I want it just to be a natural release. So I'm going to go for a few more minutes, and then we'll check it again. Okay, so I turned my little steam release and nothing happened. The pressure had been released. So take the lid off. Looks good. It looks good. It looks like it's been steamed. It's got a little bit of a, like, just a layer, like you can see a little bit of a layer on there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, and I mean, just like a film layer. So now I'm going to take, I got some kefir that I'm going to add to my milk that I have steamed, and it's kind of like pasteurizing it, right? I think you usually get up to 162 when you're pasteurizing, and so this was up to 180. Gets up to 180, and there's a yogurt setting on the Instapot that will take it up to 180 if you are just going to do the yogurt like what I'm doing. It's setting on a rack and it's in containers, but you also can just make the yogurt just in the inner liner of the Instapot. So one of my dear friends is interested in the probiotics that are in the kefir, and so I was talking with her, and I'm going to try using the cultures in here to make my yogurt. Okay, so the second step after heating the milk is to let it cool to 115 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 degrees Celsius, and then we will add some starter to that. So let me check the temperature of this before I actually add anything. Let's see how warm it is. Okay, so it's still too warm. Oh, it is warm. So I'm going to let that cool down a little bit, and then we'll come back. Okay, so we looked up, and for every half cup, if you're using kefir, you should use about a tablespoon. So we have about 3/4 of a cup of our milk that has been heated to 180 degrees. And so I'm going to add, I've already added a tablespoon, so I'm going to add just a little, about half of a tablespoon in addition to the tablespoon I've already added, because we have a little bit more than half a cup. So this is just plain kefir with live cultures. And I'm just going to stir that. I've measured the temperature. It is below 115. When I turn the yogurt, we're going to use the yogurt setting on the Instapot, and it will maintain that temperature of about 115 degrees. So we're going to put our lid on. We're not going to pressure it. We're just going to maintain the temperature. And so there is a yogurt button on the front of the Instapot. And right now it's showing 2 hours. So we've decided we're going to let it go overnight. And it's already where it needs to be, but I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it back on, and I'm going to set it to go. So it's like, it's 9:30 now. So if we go to until 6, it'll be like 8.5 hours. So I'm just going to set it for 8 hours. And when we get up in the morning, I'm going to set my alarm clock to get up and come down here and check it. So it's ready to go. We'll see what it looks like in the morning. Excited to check this morning. We let it. I went back and set it for 9 hours, so it was here in the warmth for 9 hours. So let's check and see what it looks like. Oh, looky there. Looky there. I have yogurt. Let me see. Let me get a spoon. Let's see. Look at that. Yummy. Yummy yogurt this morning. It looks like yogurt, doesn't it? So, yep, there we go. I'm probably gonna, now you can, and I watch Ruth Ann, she strains it out, like not really strains it, but squeezes out the extra liquid and stuff. I'm probably gonna put a lid on it and just put it in the refrigerator this morning. And we have yogurt for the week, because we don't eat a whole lot of yogurt, but this would do us for a week. That's what works for us mostly.